Hello everyone and welcome to today's third International Nursing Webinar Series. My name is Jerome Babate and I'll be your host and moderator. I am originally based in the Philippines, but in the last 5 years in Sydney, Australia, and I'm excited to be hosting this session today. I am pleased to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Sanglar Polnok. Dr. Sanglar is currently an assistant professor at the College of Nursing, Naresuan University. She received her PhD nursing at St. Paul University in Tuguegarao. Okay. Today she will talk about the satisfaction of using the e-learning for teaching and learning among students in a nursing course in Naresuan University. Before I hand over the mic to Dr. Sanglar Polnok, I have a few housekeeping items to be covered about this presentation on the webinar platform. First, today's webinar will be available after the live session and it's accessible on YouTube. And next, we'd like to hear from our panel reactors, particularly Mr. Lauren Joxen, from a lecturer from the School of Nursing, Stikes Binculo. Mr. Roselio Ocampo, Assistant Professor of the College of Nursing, UNESCO in the Philippines. He'll also be as a panel reactor. Another colleague from the Philippines, Mr. Fitzgerald Haminet, Assistant Professor at the College of Nursing at the City University of Pasig, will be joining us in a little while. At last, we'd like to encourage you to share today's webinar with your social networks. So without further hesitation, I'd like to kick things by welcoming our Dr. Sanglar. Dr. Sanglar?
Yes.
So you can start your presentation now?
Yeah, thank you. I start now?
Yep.
Okay. First of all, I have to say good morning to everyone because it's my first time to present my research. Actually, this research is a preliminary research in nursing. It's one subject of my students and I am the advisor of them. So this research have the researchers, more of 8 researchers who are nursing students, third-year students. Their name is on there is Pathanapong, Pacharapon, Pichanan, Pichayada, Pichayapa, Pimchanok, Pimpan, and Patsaya. And I am their advisor, yes. First of all, I have to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be the presenter today. And I try to do it well. This topic is the satisfaction of using the e-learning for teaching and learning among the students in nursing course, Naresuan University. The background of this study, significance of these problems. We have our Thai government said in Thai national education a long time ago in 1999, they said must encourage on the research and educational technology development, also reviewing, checking, and evaluating on the using of educational technology for the efficient use and consistent with Thai's learning process. That's why we want to do this job, this study, because we have a lot of e-learning, some of e-learnings of our faculty, but we never evaluate the efficiency of using. So we developed this research. For the definition of educational technologies refers to the applying of techniques, methods, concepts, equipment, and new tools for resolving the educational problems in the job enlargement perspective and the educational quality improvement perspective by scoping on 3 categories. The first category is the focus on the applying of latest equipment and tools in the educational, such as the slide projector, video projector, voice recorder tape, radio and television, teaching and machine. For the second category is the production of new instructional materials, includes the using of the instructional materials such as chart, picture, and advertisement photo. Also the integration of textbook. The last one is focus on the using of new innovations. Then we focus on computer assistant instruction, which is the one of e-learning system, which is come to be a part in Thai education for a period of time. And e-learning has been changed through the changing generation of technology to achieve the learning purpose of the learner and the learning policy. In the present, several institutions arrange the e-learning exam through the M-learning, such as iPad, tablet for more convenient in instructional learning, as the university has the facility of through wireless internet system, which make the study more effective, which is Sushada said that. In my faculty, I'm show you that is nursing faculty. We have e-learning show on our web page like this. Now we try to change its more news and new web page, and also we still have the old web page. So we have two systems now in our web page. We have now we have e-learning for nursing in the old web page, 48 videos. E-learning videos, 15 videos, and e-learning nurse in new website, 11 videos. So we want to evaluate all of that. Our research questions have two research questions. The first is how the second year to fourth year students certify in the using of e-learning videos on the studying of Naresuan University's nursing program. The second question is how the difference in the satisfaction between second year to fourth year students to using of e-learning videos for studying in the Naresuan University nursing program. The hypothesis is the satisfaction of using e-learning in the studying of second year to fourth year students of Naresuan University's nursing programs has the different. We conduct the conceptual framework. The conceptual framework of this study is come from review literature. We integrative review literature, and we found that the satisfaction of using of e-learning among students in nursing course at Naresuan University will conclude. We will focus on, or we will focus on under this. The first is lesson content part, which is include the content structure, covers the objectives of the lessons. The second part is the component of multimedia part, which include interaction, design, easy to operate, suitable, proportion, and beautiful. The last is how to teaching and learning part, which is help enhance self-learning skills, able to access content easily and reproduce for understanding. Effective in teaching and learning management. It is a way to add modern learning methods and be able to learn all the time. And the last is save time in the classroom, which is all that we want to evaluate. So we have the research methodologies. This research conduct the descriptive research. We have the population, which are the nursing program students from second year to fourth year. Why we choose second year? Because the first year of the student in first year, they never use e-learning from nursing faculty yet, because they study general education, of, which is provided by the university, not provided by nursing school yet. So the population is from second year to fourth year, which include 346 people in total. Then we want to have the sample, which are randomly. We use randomly to select the sample from nursing students. We use Yamane to calculate from this. And then we got second year 73, third year 72, fourth year 65. And then so this is a sample from population here. Population, then we have sample by use Yamane. Then The student, all of this process is under my suggestion, but all of that the student conduct it by themselves. We use the sample branding sampling without replacement. So mean that one sample will be picked up once time only. Then the student asks make the list from all whole of second year to fourth year. They ask the list from the officer, from the staff of nursing faculty, and then they make the list and they make the label and pour to the box like this, and then they pick up one from the box and then keep it out. So the last they have the list of all of the sample here. And then I'm sorry that we have, first of all we have to make the inclusion criteria to know that which one we want to include them into the study. The second to fourth year student in nursing program is who use access the e-learning of the Faculty of Nursing website. That's all of our sample and population. And they're willing to participate in the research and giving the consent by signature in the form consent form. We have some of the students who are under their age, under 20. So we have to ask permission from their parents by using the signature by online, like they ask them to take a photograph of the consent form and send to the parents from their home. And then the parents sign their name to permit or consent, and then they take a picture and send to us. For the exclusion criteria include someone who want to quit from the research. Okay, they can quit or resign from the nursing faculty or not currently registered of the nursing program. So it's an exclusion criteria. We have we have tools for conduct this research. We have three tools. The first is personal information questionnaire on nursing program student of nursing university. Include 2 questions is about sex and educational level. For the part 2, the satisfaction on using e-learning questionnaire, which is the student modify it from the former questionnaire of Anusha, and then we modify it. Then it's a numerical rating scale in 5 levels with 18 items, which contain related to the satisfaction on using e-learning, which are 3 items on lesson contents, 7 items of multimedia components, and 8 items on applying on teaching and learning. It was modified from Anusha's too. Part 3 is an open-end questionnaire about a suggestion to improve the e-learning. Then after we have the 2, and then we test of the content variety and reliability. We start with ask 3 nursing educators who expert on educational technology to evaluate the content variety and provide a suggestion to improve the satisfaction on using e-learning questionnaire. That is our tool. The content variety of this study show the item objective concurrent index or IOC equal to 0.78. That is okay, acceptable, because it's above 0.8. And the second, after we improve it as a suggestion from the expert, then we have the tool, and then we use that tool to test it for the pilot study who are not included in the sample size. 30 of nursing students who were not the sample test the tool again, and we got the reliability of this tool, show the alpha coefficient of converse alpha 0.845. It's a little bit high, so we use that tool for our research. And then after we got the two, and then the student, they make the meeting. This one from this picture, they made a meeting of each of the students like separate like a second year, third year, and fourth year separately because they have a lot of students. We use the whole of our faculty here, and then they provide the information about the research, and they can quit or do, if they don't like, they can quit or not continue the research as they want, and then they do it, and they make time for them to really like reuse the internet, reuse the e-learning again, and then after that they ask them to evaluate. That is the end of that. And then results show we have show the gender. Almost of nursing students, as you know, that's almost of them are female. It's 81.9%. We have only 17 male to study nurse of 3 years. We have 183 nursing students who are female. And then I'm not sure the education level because they are more study in our university, our nursing faculty. Total mean, then we got the total mean of satisfaction of using e-learning separately by the years. It is educational level and it's total mean. The second year, they have the satisfaction of using e-learning is 4.505. For the third year, they have satisfaction of using 3.77. For the first year, they have the satisfaction of using e-learning 3.65. Total mean of all 3 years average are 3.82. It is a little bit high. And then we compare we compare about the satisfaction between three years, second year, third year, and fourth year. We compare the satisfaction among them that is different or not, and then we test it by ANOVA, and then it is non-significant. It means no difference between second year to fourth year. So the conclusion that we can have 3 conclusions. The first is the satisfaction of using e-learning in the studying of second year in overall is in the very satisfaction and satisfaction level. That is 4.18, 365, and 4.29. And for the satisfaction of using e-learning in the studying of third year in overall in the very satisfaction and satisfaction level with the mean 394 and 342 and 394. The last satisfaction of using e-learning in the studying of fourth year in overall is in the satisfaction and neutral level in the mean of 384 and 328 and 382. The last of the conclusion, it result found that the mean of satisfaction of using e-learning in the studying of two to fourth year students of nursing program Naresuan University has no difference with the statistical significance at 0.05. That's all of my presentation. Thank you. Do you have any question or ask me something? Feel free to ask me.
Dr. Sanglar, okay,
Yes.
just leave it that way. Just leave it that way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the presentation, Dr. Sanglar.
Yep.
And I think we will go ahead and take some time, like a panel reaction from. Yeah, we can have Lauren. Lauren, would you like to share your insights?
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay,
sorry. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
I'm not present the improvement, the suggestion from the last part of open-end question yet. Almost of the students suggest that should be improved the clear and the organized of the e-learning because most of e-learning is not beautiful or like not beautiful as they want, or and unorganized well yet. And the other suggestion that they want the e-learning can access from mobile, from what is that, personal mobile phone like this, because they cannot access well on their mobile phone. They should use it in university only like this. It's not easy to access from their personal item like iPad or mobile phone like that.
All right. Okay.
Yes,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks for that. We'll have a rejoinder of that conclusion. And in the meantime, we'll have Lauren. Lauren. Okay. Sorry, Lauren. But yeah, you can continue with your
Okay, sir.
reaction.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity, Dr. Sanglar and Sir Jero. I would like to say to you that we are very interested to your research, Dr. Sanglar.
Yep, thank you.
I would like to respond to your research presentations, as we know that learning is very good learning system. Learning is a concept using information and technology that currently many of the university are trying to apply this concept to the curriculum. But I would like to see from the impact of the e-learning, like the first one, less of the interaction among student to student to the teacher, between student to the other teacher, like that. There's no interaction directly. The student only receive but cannot imitate their educator as role model. Nursing is not only the nursing science, but also the social science, teaching teaching how interact to patient family, to the society, to other professions. They tend to avoid the academic aspect or social aspect. The second one is changing of the educator role from only using conventional method to the e-learning method. The third one is very limited internet access, existence of the software and hardware in the university. The question is, how does the school resolve these conditions? That's it, Sir Sanglar, Ma'am Sanglar.
Okay. Thanks for that question, Lauren.
Dr. Jurabi, can you conclude the question? That is question, right?
Yeah. Can you reiterate, Lauren, just one statement?
Yes.
Yeah, one statement will do.
Please ask me again,
Okay.
because I don't. Yes.
I would like to see from the impact of the e-learning, like the first one, less of the interaction among student to student to the teacher, but the student between student to the other teacher. There's no interaction directly. The student only receive but cannot imitate their educator as role model, like that. Impact of the e-learning. As
you
we
see
know that nursing is not only the nursing science but also social science. Teaching how to interact to the patient, teaching how to interact the patient family, teaching to the interact to the society, teaching to interact to other professions. The student tend to avoid the academic aspect and social aspect. There is no, and also the impact of the e-learning. There is changing of the educator role from only using conventional method to e-learning method. The third one is very limited internet access, existence of software and hardware in the school. The question is, how does the school resolve these conditions? That's it, Ma'am Sanglar Polnok.
Okay.
I
You got
cannot.
it?
No, I'm got. I don't got it. I simply like you want to ask me that how can the e-learning make the interaction between nursing student to the educator like this?
Yes.
Because they
Yes.
just watch the e-learning by themselves, it's self-study, so they don't have interactive interaction to the
Yeah.
educator like that.
Yeah. Like that, mom.
Ah,
I
actually,
would like to see, yeah, the impact of the e-learning to the
mm,
student. Many of the impact, there is impact. There are impact of the
impact.
e-learning to the student. So how does the school resolve these conditions?
Yeah.
Actually, the e-learning of our faculty, we use e-learning is a supplement, not the main course. It's not the main for the student to learn, but it's like supplement. We have the we have actually it's like a brain learning, brain-dead learning. We have lecture, and then we use e-learning supplement for some kind of thing, some kind of video that is show how to do the procedure, like insert Foley catheter like that. How to take care of skeleton traction patient,
Mhm.
because we cannot teach them all of the contents, so they can see e-learning that show how to take care of the patient who have fracture, and they have on the traction, and then they can see like a moving the patient do the exercise by themselves, because we take video from the hospital, so they can see that if they approach to the patient by themselves, and then we see the patient like this, how can they approach them and like prepare them well to see the patient. It's not, but the interaction from the nursing student with the educator still have it. Like we assign them to watch the video, and after that we discuss about that, about the video that you see, and then they will use it for like in the conference, post conference or pre-conference in the morning before they provide their practice with the patient. So we conference them that how about the e-learning that you watched last night. Is this okay? And then what else that you want to know like that? And then that is answer your question, yes, Dr. Roland.
Okay, Lauren. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go back to that. I think that opens an interesting or critical insight into this presentation. But we'll get back to that. I have my rejoinder on that in a little while. In the meantime, I'll thanks Lauren and Dr. Sanglar.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
Rosello can have his insights as well. Rosello?
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes,
I can hear you.
Because
I
I
can
have
hear you
problem with
well.
my internet connection.
Yeah, I can
Yes,
hear you very
Rosello.
well.
Oh, okay, okay. Before I start, I would like to congratulate Dr. Sanglar for a very
Thank
good
you.
advisor for your students who finished their research satisfaction about e-learning teaching and learning among students. Uh, and I do heard that this e-learning teaching is supposed to be for, and not purely for teaching, but rather a supplementation for teaching. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I would just like to suggest for a further study of this about the students' performance compared to those who use the e-learning and for those students who have not. And let's see if your e-learning teaching as supplementation does really improve the students' capability in their healthcare skills in the hospital. Okay?
You want me to compare between who used and who wasn't used, right? Who
And their
did,
grades or their performance
and their grade.
level. Yes. So that we could say that e-learning teaching is effective if it's being what do you call this one, supplemented for students, not purely on lecture, but rather they can view it on their laptops, their phones, and they can review it So it increases their knowledge, it increases their skills. So we want to see that one in your future research.
Yeah. We will
Okay.
next research we conduct.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, a future research
Thank
for this
you.
is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the challenge there is actually expanding our understanding on e-learning as it applies to nursing education. But yeah, thanks for that, Rosello. That's a good point. In my research as well, I came across a study from Turkey. This Dr. Yangos and company from the Faculty of Health Sciences in INWS University. They did a systematic review of the use of e-learning program in nursing education, and surprisingly, this is what they got from their research. Okay, the results of this systematic review showed that student satisfaction with e-learning was lower than traditional lecture instruction. Okay, so the one that we had in Naresuan, that is a unique experience, and I think that answers Loren concerns a while ago. And what's the response of the university in terms of handling technology in instructional as part of the instructional pedagogy. So that in essence, okay, based on this study, in terms of satisfaction, there's of course it found out that there's a lower satisfaction compared to traditional lecture instruction. Okay, but it's not. Does not meant that we discourage from further doing e-learning and incorporate e-learning in our courses. In fact, we they suggested that these researchers suggested that we should come up with a well-planned e-learning programs that can support the development of nursing students' skills, knowledge, and attitudes. Okay,
of course, yes.
So basically, if you look at the whole spectrum of e-learning technologies, it's not only on the content itself, but you see, you can have a combination of graphics, you can have a combination of audio. All these things would enhance the materials. Okay, it's not just like an ordinary lecture type. That of course that's given. Okay, so yeah, I took note of Lauren's concern, and in the meantime, and Rosello made a point that we need to do further study on this, not only in Thailand, but we can also do this in the Philippines or in Indonesia. Okay, maybe we can do a collaborative project out of Dr. Sanglar's research activity. That is for sure. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? Lauren? Lauren?
Jerome.
Yes.
Yeah. May I give some overview?
Yeah, please.
So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself first. My name is Ade Herman Surya Direja. I'm from Trimandiri Sakti Institute of Health Science,
okay.
Bengkulu Province, Indonesia. So I heard from the presentation of Dr. Sanglar Polnok. I was thinking that it was very good to the future education in Indonesia, even in the world. I think because the future education we should what you call that facing the challenge. Like here in Indonesia, we have a new minister education that concern to the technology in learning and education. Yeah, especially we have to what you call that collaborate, like Sir Jerome said. Here in Indonesia, actually, the government have university who are concerned in teaching process and education process using e-learning. We call that here University of Terbuka University. All process learning here using technology. The students not only in the classroom, so there are 12,000 students in all province in Indonesia using that technology. So no need the students to stay to present in the classroom, but not all education or learning using technology. Some part of learning they have a classroom also. So but I need also to give the overview for nursing curriculum using e-learning. We already know that there are 3 domains, not only knowledge but also affective and also psychomotor. Nursing need what you call that, not all using e-learning, but some part of learning need meet directly with between student with the student and student with the lecturer, because like in practice area, in the hospital or in the laboratorium, we need to improve not only using e-learning. I think what Dr. Sanglar Polnok explained to us, this is very interesting, and I will try to make application to my students here in my class. Maybe we have in one semester we have 16 meeting. Maybe I will try for 2 or 3 meeting using e-learning like we are doing now, using webinar and also the other part of e-learning and education. So I was thinking this is the future of education. We cannot deny that the importance of technologies. We need to what you call that. We need to facing this challenge for the best future. Maybe that my opinion, my overview. I'm sorry if it is not really appropriate. Thank you.
No, it's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Adi. We appreciate that, particularly your sharing of the Indonesian perspective and your future plans to introduce e-learning and to further introduce e-learning in your own class. So that's good, and maybe in the future we hear your studies about these things. Okay, we'll be very happy to know the outcome of your studies. Okay, after that. Okay, Dr. Sanglar.
Yep. But yes,
would you like to have a rejoinder of Adi?
Adi?
Yeah. Adi. Yeah.
Yes, and he said that's a very good point that even we have a very good e-learning, we still need to have the real lecture, like a original lecture, like we have to see each other. We need a classroom, and we need a meeting between nursing students. Actually, e-learning can do that. Like I make a room, and then we can chatting, and then we make video conference like we do now between the nurse educator and the nursing student to talk to each other. What is your problem? And then they will talk to me. That I'm used it in my research all the time. That when the student have a problem with their statistical, then we talk, and then they send me the journal or some media or some content, and then I take a look, and then we just talk via the chatting. That is one kind of e-learning as well. Not only, yeah, we talk to each other now is e-learning as well. We can do everything, yes. Actually, I want to, myself, my nursing faculty, also my university want us to make the blended learning, like make the course. Actually, it should be all of course of nursing course to make the blended learning. Design the course and then make all of things is on the web page, and then the nursing student can access it. That is in the future that I want to do that.
That's
I think
good.
that you, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, now we do it, we do it, but it's not like a unorganized yet. It's not look like blended learning yet. But in the future, I hope that I will conduct it.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So, any other issues that you would like to share with the group? I think we basically covered, important issues here. But let me summarize what we had discussed. Dr. Sanglar, Dr. Sanglar did a study of the satisfaction of using e-learning for teaching and learning among students in Naresuan University, and found out that there was a satisfactory level of satisfaction among students in that place. So I'll take note of Lauren's concern about the response of the university towards learning pedagogy. So I think the university is having this unique experience. Okay, maybe they can possibly they can possibly enhance the studies with in the future. And Mr. Rosel Ocampo also suggested to expand this research project to include impact correlations, among other things, which are very helpful as well. We are just talking here of the undergraduate students. There's also a good area to study for the graduate students, because as I've known in many practices right now, graduate students are doing blended courses in nursing education. And in fact, in professional continuing education among nurses, they utilize e-learning. 80% or 90% of their CE, continuing education, is already on e-learning. Now, Adi made mention about Indonesia's current development in e-learning. He mentioned about this and his plans of further experimenting this in his class, and that's a welcome development. And we hope that through this research we can come up with further collaboration in more ways than one. Having said that, let me thank everyone. Dr. Sanglar,
Yes.
Lauren Joxen from STIC Bingkolo, Adi Herman Direhia from STIC Bingkolo, Roselo Ocampo from UNESCO, Philippines. Also, we would like to thank Beta Nu Delta Nursing Society and the Nursing for Humanity. Have a good day, everyone, and let's have an offline meeting after this. Thank you.
See you.